On this first day of January 2026, a massive atmospheric bridge has formed, and it is carrying an unprecedented amount of tropical moisture from the Pacific coast of Panama directly into the heart of the Caribbean and toward the southern United States. We are standing at a critical juncture where a lingering dry spell is about to collide with a surge of tropical energy. Within the next 12 minutes and 40 seconds, I am going to reveal a specific date in March that every homeowner from Florida to Barbados needs to circle on their calendar, a date when the pattern shifts from manageable rain to a high-risk flood season. This is a time for vigilance, a time for preparation, and a time to lean on our faith as we navigate these changing skies together. The satellite imagery shows an intense orange shading, which many might mistake for simple clear skies. However, that is a pocket of exceptionally dry air that is acting as a vacuum, drawing a deep moisture feed from Panama across Jamaica and Haiti and slamming it into the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. If you are in the Dominican Republic today, you are the bullseye for this initial surge. We are forecasting rainfall totals that could reach 3, 4, or even 5 inches in less than 24 hours. This is not just a rainy day. This is a saturation event that will test every drainage system in every hillside. For our brothers and sisters in the line of this heavy rain, here is your practical guidance for the next few hours. First, check your home's perimeter. If you have any debris or fallen leaves blocking your storm drains, clear them now. A single plastic bag or a handful of branches can cause water to back up into your garage or basement. Second, if you live in a multi-story home, move your most cherished items, family Bibles, photo albums, and important legal documents to the upper floor. It only takes a few inches of water to cause irreparable damage to the things that matter most. Most importantly, if you see water covering a roadway, do not attempt to cross it. 6 inches of moving water can knock an adult off their feet, and 12 inches can sweep a heavy sport utility vehicle off the road. Remember that God gave us the spirit of wisdom. Use it to stay safe. By the time we reach this coming weekend, the story expands into the southern United States. A secondary low-pressure system is currently gathering strength over the southern plains and will soon track across Georgia and Florida. This system is going to hook that tropical moisture from the Caribbean and pull it northward. This means that for our viewers in Orlando, Tampa, and Miami, your dry streak is about to end with a bang. We are looking at a 60 to 70% chance of heavy rain and thunderstorms beginning late Saturday night. In terms of practical help for the weekend, please take 30 minutes today to inspect your vehicle. After a period of dry weather, the first heavy rain makes the interstates and local roads incredibly treacherous. Oil, grease, and rubber dust sit on the pavement, and when the rain hits, it creates a literal grease slick. Check your tire pressure and tread depth. If your tires are bald, you will hydroplane, losing all steering control. Also, replace your windshield wipers if they are more than 6 months old. Being able to see clearly during a Florida downpour is the difference between getting home safely and ending up in a collision. Let's look long-term, because a wise person foresees the danger and prepares. For the month of January, we are tracking a persistent heat dome over the Caribbean and the southern United States. We are expecting temperatures to run 5 to 8 degrees Fahrenheit above the seasonal average. While this might feel like a blessing for those on vacation, it is a significant stressor for our environment. This heat evaporates moisture from the soil and the brush, creating a dangerous fire environment in the northern Caribbean and Florida. Practical stewardship during a dry heat spell is vital. If you are in Florida or the Bahamas, please refrain from any outdoor burning. This includes charcoal grills in high grass areas or burning yard waste. If you smoke, ensure you are using deep, water-filled ashtrays. One discarded ember can spark a brush fire that travels faster than a person can run. For your own health, remember that January heat can be deceptive. Your body isn't acclimated to 85 or 90 degrees Fahrenheit yet. Drink plenty of water, not just coffee or soda, and check on the elderly members of your congregation. A simple phone call to ensure their air conditioning is working can be a life-saving act of Christian charity. As we transition into February, the weather map takes on a dual personality. While the northern sections remain under the influence of this heat and drought, a massive moisture plume will establish itself over the southern Caribbean. We are looking at well above average rainfall for Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, and the Windward Islands. This means that while Florida is praying for rain to stop the fires, our friends in Dominica and St. Lucia will be struggling to keep their fields from flooding. Now, I promised you that critical date for the March shift. Mark your calendars for March 14th. Our long-range models are showing a massive breakdown in the high-pressure ridge that has been protecting the northern basin. On or around March 14th, we expect a violent transition where the tropical moisture bottled up in the south will surge north across the entire Caribbean and into the southern United States. This will mark the end of the fire season but the beginning of a high-risk flood and severe weather season. This shift will likely bring the first major organized storm systems of the year. For those living on hillsides or near mountains, this March shift is particularly dangerous. When dry, baked earth suddenly receives several inches of rain, it cannot absorb the water. The water runs off the surface, leading to flash floods and mudslides. Now is the time to inspect your property for erosion. Planting deep-rooted vegetation on slopes can help hold the soil together. If you see new cracks in your foundation or in the soil around your home, these are warning signs that the land is getting ready to move. Let's talk about the specific totals for the next 48 hours. The Dominican Republic is looking at 3 to 4 inches of rain. In Jamaica, the rain chance climbs to 50% by Saturday and 65% by Sunday. Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands will see a 20 to 30% chance of showers, but the real activity stays just to your west until Monday. In the Northern Gulf, including Houston and New Orleans, things stay mostly dry for the next 3 days, but you will feel the humidity rising as that Panama moisture feed begins to expand. I want to address a specific concern that many of you have messaged me about the mud volcano activity in Trinidad. We have seen a correlation between heavy rainfall events and an increase in geological pressure. With the above-average rain we are forecasting for Trinidad and Tobago over the next 60 days, the weight of the saturated earth can trigger movements in these mud volcanoes. If you live in these areas, please do not treat these sites as tourist attractions during or after rain. Stay at a safe distance. Ensure you have an emergency kit that includes a high-quality flashlight, extra batteries, a first aid kit, and at least 3 days of non-perishable food. In the midst of these complex weather patterns, it is easy to feel small. But we must remember that the same God who commands the wind and the waves also cares for the sparrow and for you. We pray for protection over the homes in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. We pray for the fire crews in Florida who are standing guard over the dry forests. We believe that through preparation and prayer, we can face whatever the atmosphere throws our way. Turning our attention to the marine forecast, we have a significant warning for boaters and those living along the Atlantic coasts. We are expecting a large northeasterly swell to propagate down the coast. Wave heights near Bermuda will reach 10 to 12 feet. In the northern Caribbean, specifically the north shores of Puerto Rico and the British Virgin Islands, swells will reach 6 to 8 feet by Sunday night. Practical safety at the coast is non-negotiable. These swells create powerful rip currents that can pull even the strongest swimmer out to sea in seconds. If you are at the beach, look for changes in water color or a line of foam moving steadily away from the shore. These are signs of a rip current. If you are caught in one, do not swim against it. Swim parallel to the shoreline until you feel the pull relax, and then swim back to land at an angle. If you own a boat, double-check your moorings today. The combination of rising tides and heavy swells can easily snap a worn dock line. As we move into the second half of this briefing, let's talk about the cold side of this system. While the Caribbean is dealing with heat, the tail end of the weekend system will bring a sharp cold front through the Carolinas and into Virginia. We could see some ice pellets or freezing rain in the higher elevations of the Appalachian Mountains. For our viewers in the mountains, practical winter prep is essential. If you use a wood-burning stove or a fireplace, ensure your chimney has been cleaned this season. Creosote buildup is a leading cause of house fires. If you use a space heater, keep it at least 3 feet away from curtains, bedding, or furniture. Never, Under any circumstances, use a gas oven or a charcoal grill to heat your home during a power outage, as carbon monoxide is a silent and deadly killer. Ensure your carbon monoxide detectors have fresh batteries today. In the Atlantic provinces of Canada and northern New England, you are looking at a major snow event. 12 to 18 inches of heavy, wet snow could fall by Saturday night. This type of snow is often called heart attack snow because it is very heavy to shovel. If you have a heart condition or are over the age of 50, please do not attempt to shovel this snow alone. Use a snowblower if you have one, or better yet, hire a neighborhood teenager to help. Taking care of your physical heart is just as important as the spiritual one. Back in the tropics, for Guyana and Suriname, the rain chance stays high at 60%. This persistent wet pattern can lead to an increase in mosquitoes and waterborne illnesses. Practical help for your health. Ensure there is no standing water in old tires, buckets, or flower pots around your home. Use mosquito netting if you are in a high-risk area. Protecting your family from illness is a vital part of weather readiness. I want to remind everyone about the importance of a communication plan. In the event of a major weather shift, like the one we are expecting in March, cell phone towers can become overloaded or go offline. Designate an out-of-town relative as your family's central contact. It is often easier to send a long-distance text message than it is to make a local call during an emergency. Make sure every member of your family has this person's number written down. Don't just rely on your phone's memory. Looking at the big picture as we start this new year, we see a world in transition. The record warm ocean temperatures we are seeing in the Caribbean are like a giant battery, storing energy that will eventually be released. This is why we are forecasting such a volatile spring. Information is your best defense against fear. By watching these updates, you are staying ahead of the storm. I want to thank you for being a part of this community. Your comments and your reports from your own hometowns help us build a better picture of what is happening on the ground. We are all stewards of the information we receive, and sharing this with your family and your church group is a wonderful way to serve others. Before we conclude, let's go over a final checklist for the week ahead. First, verify your emergency water supply. 1 gallon per person per day is the minimum. Second, check the use-by dates on your emergency food. Third, make sure you have a manual can opener. An electric one is useless when the power is out. Fourth, take a walk around your property and identify any large tree branches that look weak or dead. Having these trimmed now can prevent them from falling on your roof during the March storms. Finally, let us hold on to the promise that we are never forsaken. Whether we are facing a drought in Florida, a flood in the Dominican Republic, or a blizzard in Maine, there is a hand that guides us. We look to the future not with trembling, but with the confidence of those who have prepared their homes and their hearts. Stay tuned for our next update, where we will provide a deep dive into the sea surface temperature anomalies and what they specifically mean for the early hurricane season forecast. We will also have more details on the moisture track for the Cayman Islands and eastern Cuba as the weekend system draws closer. God bless you and your families on this New Year's Day. Stay safe, stay dry, and keep your eyes on the horizon. We will be right here with you, every step of the way, tracking every cloud and every wave. We will see you in the next update. Everything we have discussed today is a reminder that while the weather is powerful, our community and our faith are even stronger. Take care of one another and let us move forward into 2026 with strength and courage.